Alright, hello guys, how's it going? In today's video, we're going to be talking about that snowstorm that's going to be hitting the northeastern United States today through the day tomorrow. Now, before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends, family, and social media. And I'd also highly recommend that you check out our very exciting store in the description and in the pinned comment down below, and then also our very awesome Patreon page where we're going to be talking about a potential southern slider snowstorm that could bring snowfall to portions of North Carolina, Virginia, the Delmarva, or even Maryland or DC there. And that can be found in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I actually want to know, do you think that southern slider next weekend will happen, or do you think it will not happen? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll be picking one of those for tomorrow's video. Now let's get straight into things, and we're getting started with 1 a.m. today, and this is for the European model. The interesting thing is it's well past 1 a.m. obviously. It's raining very heavily here in southeastern Virginia. You can see by 1 a.m. it was not. Let's just take this to about 11 a.m., which is after I'm making this video at least. You might be watching it after that point, but at least this is kind of a forecast. This is looking forward. We do have some snowfall going on for Indiana, Illinois, and Michigan. It's going to be quite limited amounts. We're going to see mostly Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and New York get some snowfall, with southern New England getting involved as well. We can see there is some snow showers starting out for Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and portions of New York as well, with maybe some mixed precipitation there further south. What we're going to do is we're going to move on towards about 10 p.m. Tonight in just a moment. And what we're going to do is we're going to see that snowfall really begin to get moderate to heavy for many, many regions in just a moment. All right, now here we are by about 10 p.m. like I said here on Sunday, January 3rd. And that moderate to heavy snowfall is pretty widespread by this point throughout portions of Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, even Long Island, possibly getting in on some snowfall. Also Rhode Island and Massachusetts. Let's just take it to about, I would say this is probably about 3 a.m. here on Monday, January 4th. And that rain snow line does make its way a little further north. We do see rainfall for Long Island there, even coastal regions of southern New England. I think that's going to be kind of the theme here. We do still see some pockets of moderate snowfall, but really it's getting a lot more limited there. And then by the time we reach about 7 p.m. on Monday, it's all said and done. Remember yesterday we talked about that loop that we thought it would do? That is no longer the case. It does not look to do that loop or have any more snowfall make its way onshore to New England, especially Maine there. So the snowfall totals are going to be significantly cut back compared to what we showed in yesterday's video. That's why it's so important that I update this, because of how huge of a difference one day can make here in the forecast for this storm. You can see that loop here. It gets pretty close, but it just does not make its way onshore at all. This is by about maybe 1 a.m. there on Wednesday, January 6th, so it just does not bring it onshore for you guys. All right, now what we're going to do here is we're going to move on, and we're going to take one little sneak peek look at that southern slider just to give you guys an idea of what's expected with that, and then we're going to move on to our very high resolution NAM 3K model, all coming up in just a moment. All right, now here we are taking a look at about 7 p.m. there on January 8th, which is going to be a Friday. And as you can see, we do have some snowfall going on for West Virginia, and portions of North Carolina, that low pressure system moving in. It starts out as rain, but by the time we reach about 7 a.m. on Saturday, January 9th, this is the look. Look at that, moderate to heavy snowfall for northeastern North Carolina, southeastern Virginia, the Delmarva, southern regions of the Delmarva, that is, all seeing snowfall by that point potentially. So that's a little bit of a sneak peek about what our Patreon post is going to be about. Over there on the Patreon page, we're going to go over the GFS, the Canadian model, and the GFS parallel model, all in very thorough detail. We're going to be tracking that storm over there. So again, you can check that out in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Now let's go ahead and take a look at about 4 p.m. on Sunday, January 3rd today, from the time I'm making this video. As you can see, this is a much, much higher resolution model here. And we have some snowfall starting out for Pennsylvania, portions of New Jersey, and New York, with the heavier pockets just above the region where the rain snow line is. That's going to be very crucial as we move forward. So let's just take it to about, I would say this is probably about 8 or 9 p.m. there on Sunday, January 3rd still today. And you can see that there is moderate to heavy snowfall going on for north central, and northeastern Pennsylvania, portions of upstate New York, and then even portions of southern New England there as well. And it really just lightens up once we reach about I would say 6 a.m. there on Monday, January 4th. And by the time we reach maybe about like 12 p.m. there on Monday, January 4th, literally tomorrow, it's going to be all said and done. As you can see, that low pressure system just races out to sea, really. And if it did that loop, it would be having a lot longer of a stay around New England. It would really just stick around, and we would see much more snowfall come down because the low pressure system would just be sitting there. But with this really fast solution, there's not going to be quite as much snowfall at all, obviously, because that low pressure system is not going to be around quite as long at all. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on and we're going to take a look at the modeled snowfall guidance from our European model, our NAM 3KM model, and then our high-resolution Canadian model. And then we're going to get into our official snowfall forecast here from Direct Weather. All right, now here we are taking a look at the European model first off, and as you can see, much less snowfall is expected here. If you're anywhere in the grays, you're expecting a dusting, if anything. In the blues, about 2 to 6 inches of snow, and there is even some purples there in northeastern Pennsylvania and portions of upstate New York there, kind of for the Catskills region there. That's where we're potentially going to see 6 to 10 inches of snow, likely closer to 6 rather than 10, I think. But regardless, 6 to 10 inches of snow for that region. We can see that there is some areas of 2 to 6 inches of snow. They're expected for Connecticut, Rhode Island, and Massachusetts. I think they could have some mixing issues there, so that could be a little bit more limited the closer to the coast you are. I think that's going to be a lot closer to maybe 2 to 4 inches of snow, really. And then you can see Maine. Yesterday, I was forecasting 10 to 15 inches of snow for you guys, and now it looks like a dusting, if anything. That is a failure on my part. I apologize for that. The model guidance coming in, I placed my trust into a solution of that loop, and it really did not play out that way. That quickly came to an end according to the models. So I apologize on behalf of myself and my company, Direct Weather, for the failure of the forecast there. We pride ourselves on our accuracy and just being able to, be a trustable source. So whenever there's a failure like that, I like to apologize because it's not something we want to do. All right, now let's move on and take a look at that NAM 3KM model, which again is a much higher resolution solution here. That really rhymed. So as we can see, there is that, again, I would say 2 to 6 inch region that sets up over central and then northeastern Pennsylvania, as well as some portions of upstate New York. The only difference here is it takes it much further north throughout Vermont, New Hampshire, regions of that nature. But what I do like is with this higher resolution solution, we do get that higher elevation. It really specifies those areas, so we get a much better idea of what to expect. Again, it does have that 6 to 10 inch region there for northeastern Pennsylvania. This one keeps it into central Pennsylvania as well and not really taking it into New York. Let's take a look at that HRDPS, which is the very high resolution Canadian model. And it's basically the same thing as the European model, actually. It looks very similar to that, except it has a pretty much larger region of 6 to 10 inches. You can see from northeastern Pennsylvania in through New York, and then even through into the Berkshires there in the Green Mountains, and then even southwestern New Hampshire as well. Very interesting there. And then last but not least, our RGEM model, which is a little bit of a lower resolution version of what we just took a look at. This is kind of the medium resolution Canadian model. This is actually my favorite model there is. And it looks very similar to the European model as well, with the 2 to 6 inches being pretty widespread. And then we have a region where there is some purple showing up there for 6 to 10 inches in between northeastern Pennsylvania and in through New York as well. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to move on and we're going to take a look at my official forecast for this snowstorm in just a moment. All right, now here we are taking a look at my official snowfall forecast for this storm. And as you can see, a dusting to 3 inches of snow is expected throughout this white region. Look at southern New England. That's the one thing I want you to pay attention to. Right near the coast, I don't have us getting a dusting. I think mixing is going to be an issue there, and I really think it's going to limit the chances for accumulation for you guys along the coast, unfortunately, if you're hoping for snow. But to the north, if you're inland, you're in luck because I think that those regions are going to see accumulation. And I don't think there will be as much mixing the further inland you go. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at our 3 to 6 inch region here. And as you can see, for northeastern Pennsylvania there, even portions of central Pennsylvania as well, in through a little bit of the northern tip there of New Jersey, as well as some regions in upstate New York. And then that even moves in through Connecticut, Massachusetts, portions of New Hampshire and Vermont as well. That's our 3 to 6 inch region, all that light blue. So that's kind of the bullseye for the storm. But we do have a 1 little smaller region of 6 to 10 inches that sets up there for northeastern Pennsylvania and New York. And remember, on the model guidance, we saw that it was a little spotty. I think it's probably going to be a little spotty. There will be some regions within there that get like 5 or 4 inches, but there will also equally be as many regions that get 6, 7, or 8 inches within that dark blue region. So that's kind of the very, very bullseye for this storm there. For that region, northeastern Pennsylvania and portions of upstate New York. All right, now here's it all put together real quickly. So if you want to see like all the numbers on the screen. Anyway, for today's comment of the day, I asked you guys yesterday, how much snowfall do you think will be the maximum anyone sees with this snowstorm? And nobody really said anything really low like we're expecting as of today. So this was the lowest prediction I saw on my entire comment section. And Lil T Reactions in Game said, I think the max snow will be 10 to 15 inches. Do I really think we will get anywhere that really sees 10 inches? I think it's possible, but not likely. I think probably a max of 8 inches is a good guess for this storm. But regardless, that was pretty close there. It's a good comment of the day by you. Anyway, for today's patron highlight of the day, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel, but especially our platinum patrons: Sebastian Tao, John Benbenick, Justin Quantrell, James Wade, Dovey Nagel, Alan Belemo, Adam S., Larry Lepan, Donna Carnes, Cameron Marshall, and Aiden Mattis. Alongside our diamond patrons: Bill Roberts, Alan Cherry, Marcus Connolly, Noah Harley, Michael Codalessa, Michael Buell, Terry Curtis, Catbite, Charles Stinnett, Kellen Manhart, It's Jay, Cindy Klein, Alicia Davis, and Mark J. Anyway, guys, I want to thank you all for supporting the channel. You guys just absolutely blow me away with how many of you join the Patreon and how long you guys stay. You guys are eating it up. I absolutely love it. And I'm pretty sure you guys do too. If any patrons have any feedback or anything they want me to post on there, you can always message me on the Patreon. I answer every single Patreon message I ever get. Sometimes I'm a little late, but I answer every single one. So if you ever want to ask me any questions on there, feel free to do so, or have any suggestions. If you would like to be on this Patreon end screen, you can do so by joining our very exciting Patreon page in the description and in the pinned comment down below. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends, family, and social media. I will see you guys in the next video.